Hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. I make this video at around 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. and I'm gonna head to bed because I noticed that when I wake up, when I sleep late, around 12, I wake up, 6:30. I do once, but twice I get really tired and I can't do it every single day, especially if I have to do like very heavy brain work or if I have to go to the gym. So I realized that I probably need to sleep earlier, maybe around 11 or maybe 11:30. Anyways, yesterday I watched the State of the Union where Donald Trump was giving a speech. It's the longest speech for 108 minutes long. That's like 2 hours and 8 minutes, an hour and a half, an hour and 38 minutes. Um, so I'm gonna give my feedback tomorrow. I'm supposed to do it today, but I was very, very tired. So I didn't have a chance to like give feedback or tell what I saw, what I learned. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, who knows, right? But I want to highlight some of the things that were happening in the chamber, in the room. One, the entire group, the house was divided into two. You had the Democrats sitting on one side and the Republicans sitting on the other side, and you could clearly tell there was a division. I saw the same thing in under Joe Biden. So this is not something new. It's been happening all the time. There was overlap where sometimes the Democrats will shout and make noise, which was very disruptive. Maybe it was a form of protest. The whole DC was closed up, and because they had to close it, there was a protest outside. But other than that, the speech was kind of boring. They didn't really touch things that I was expecting. Again, I'm gonna break this down tomorrow and sort of like talk about it and kind of like give some what I believe are the explanations, so some kind of good, like details of what I read, what I saw, and what I think, whether it's true or not, what I think is very vague. I was only focusing on statistics other than like very qualitative words. Again, I'm gonna repeat this tomorrow, but what is like the economy is great or our country is doing better. Like I don't really take those things seriously. Excuse me. I don't take those things seriously because you can't quantify qualitative words, right? If somebody says, we have the highest unemployment rate, we have the lowest unemployment rate in a speech, that is very subjective because it's not quantifiable. If you say we have 2%, 3% unemployment rate, that makes more sense, right? Because you can easily calculate the numbers and tell how many people out there are unemployed. So I think that a lot of his speech was mostly less statistical, more toward this qualitative, convincing. And then he was sort of trying to advocate for the Republicans who will be battling the Democrats in the coming election of the November, which is going to be primaries, right? I think that was the main point. That was the main goal here, was to advocate for these folks to ensure they can get votes from the local people, right? I still don't know how many people are following, but again, I will talk about this tomorrow. But most people are kind of like waiting to see what's going to be mentioned, right? Is it going to be tariffs? Is it going to be the firing of employee cutting fundings, right? USAID programs. Like, what was the speech about? He didn't mention any of those things. So tomorrow's gonna be the day I'm gonna be digging deeper. I took some notes about it, so that was wonderful. This is the third times I have followed the State of the Union in the United States. Right, it's always exciting to watch, as I like to see just how the president gives the address to the country and gives the some sort of like an updates of where the country is, right? It's a requirement since 1790. Also, fun fact, um, until 1930s, I believe, or 1900s, all the presidents in the United States were giving speech in the form of writing. So they would just write a letter and send out. That was the main State of the Union address, right? Because remember, there was no cameras, right? So they only relied on writing, right? So I think right now everything's fully everything is fully digital, so they became more digital. By the law is that the president is supposed to address the country in his first year in the government to give an update of what's going on, right? Because it sort of like gives people some confidence, right? Especially consumers and employed people. They need to know, and you can read the room. Like you could see the room. People are not really happy. Even the Republicans themselves were not really excited about it. I mean, they try to stand up, but you can see that they were pushing back and forth. So it seems like just it seems like it's really hard, right? It's really hard in the White House right now, and this and the in the White House and the Senate and the Congress. So I think after overall, I personally did not learn anything. Nothing in there was exciting. Nothing in there was he didn't address anything that was in particular. There was no future goals. Maybe I will review the notes that I took yesterday and see if there was something positive, but nothing that I could come out, right? I later on found out that there was a guy, he's a representative from Texas. His name is Ari Green, something like that. He was holding a sign that says black people are not apes, right? That was referred to the video that was posted by Trump on his social media, showcasing Barack Obama and his wife as apes or gorilla or some kind of like animals. It was like a joke video that he posted on his social media. Just crazy guy, right? So that was like the main protest, and he got kicked out. That guy who was holding the sign. The lady, I wanna comment on this as well, because I might not have time to say this tomorrow, but the lady from Minnesota, I mentioned how she hates Trump and Trump hates her. The Somali lady, her name is Omar. I don't know much about her politics, but she was shouting every single second. And even though it sounds like a good idea, and I don't know anybody who have shouted while the president is giving a speech. All right, so he was shouting, and there was no some sort of understanding to get like they even like there was no one single like so another guy with a shirt that says on his shirt that says release the files, referring to Epstein's file, but the lady was extremely loud, and yelling at Trump. So I don't know. I don't think Trump cares about her. But I also don't think Americans really do care as much. I don't know because, but I think that was very disruptive. Shouting when somebody is speaking. I understand there is a need to put your voice out there and argue, and but this is a state of the union. This is addressing problems and success within a country, right? It's not meant to address a single party. It's meant to address all the parties together, right? And but there was no signs of union or some kind of even like respect in a room. I feel like they could have done better, the Democrats. And also, I hope that their behavior and their ways of showcasing solidarity to migrants and women and all folks who are struggling out there, I hope that their solidarity is viewed in a positive way, not negative way that will affect their upcoming election come November this year. All right, but there's a possibility that no matter what Trump does, the Republicans are going to lose big in this coming election, because except her, the lady from Minnesota, everyone else was very silent. So people are very respectful. People also don't care about migration, even though Trump mentioned about migration so many times. People don't care about migration. Again, I'm gonna talk about this tomorrow, but people don't care about migration. People care so much more on the economy, and this was the main concern for many years, and it remains to be a concern. All right, so other than that, I think that's pretty much all I have to say on the State of the Union. And tomorrow, if I have time, I might make a very detailed long video and showcase what kind of notes I took, and just comment about it. Nothing wrong with it. It's not wrong or right, but it's just like I feel like taking notes. It did help me when I woke up in the morning. There was news articles popping in my phone telling me debugging the myth versus the truth, right? And like that was great. But if I didn't take notes, I would not have been able to I would have been confused. Like, is this true? Did he say this? But because I watched the video myself, it was live, took notes. When I was reading the news, the things that they mentioned they were actually coming up on my notes, so that was helpful. And I think people ever should do the same thing, right? Unless you're busy, but you should have a chance to watch somebody give a speech live, right, with no interruption, and then make your own judgment, right? Make your own choices. If I have to make a choice, if I have to give a speech, I will give a speech a big C. Well, C is if I'm being nice. I don't think it was positive speech. Now again, this is the first year, so I don't expect to have something good coming out of the administration if they just started. Either way, it's been a brutal year, right? It's been a brutal, and coming up and talk about success when the prices are up, it's debatable. However, it's good that we have those updates, right? It's what I love in the United States. So giving these updates, and then we can make our own judgment. Other than that, that is a 15 minutes video. I don't have any mood today. I don't want to make any video. I just feel like I didn't want to do anything. I guess I'm tired, really tired. Thanks for watching. Like always, I will see you tomorrow, and as always, Ciao, ciao. Adios. Bye bye.